I hate Germany, is what you will say after you've moved here and have to register at the Ausländerbehörde. When you first come here, of course you will be like, whoa, the bread is amazing, the beer is so good. But then, when you see your taxes, you will feel just like the rest of us. I worked all year and this is what I get to keep? This is nothing! And I think most Germans feel that way. We try to love our country, but we hate it. I know I've been responsible for many of you to move here. Many even said the government should pay me for promoting this country. Well, they haven't paid yet, so I'm making this video. It's time to talk about the downsides of our beloved Germany, okay? Let's go! The whole world thinks that Germany has an amazing education system. And that may be true for higher education, like university, but if you look at a normal school system, that is a joke. The German school system was implemented like 100 years ago. The teaching methods they use are 80 years old and nobody has updated them much ever since. And people have been complaining about this for decades. One of the reasons for this problem is that the school system is regulated by the federal states. That means that even if the government wants to change something, they can't because they have to ask the local federal states to implement those rules, and they don't have to if they don't want to. The teaching methods from 80 years ago may have been amazing 80 years ago, but a lot has changed since then, and all the teaching techniques in Germany are outdated. You just have to look at the PISA study that judges high schoolers and how they perform. Germany continues to rank really bad over there. It's a very difficult situation, and that also leads to a very imbalanced education status of different federal states. For example, if you go to school in the north of Germany, the old East Germany, the schools there are much worse than South Germany, like Bavaria. And this creates another problem. For example, if you're a teacher in Berlin and you want to move to Bavaria, you can't just move there and teach in a school in Bavaria because the regulations and the rules are so different. It is almost impossible to accomplish that, and if you do, it is very hard. One would think that Germany, as a first world country, would have great internet, but it is exactly the opposite. The internet coverage here is worse than in a third world country. Is there a fourth world even? As soon as you sit down on the train and you leave the city, you can forget about internet. You will have to spend 6 hours, 8 hours in the train in Germany without internet for more than 70% of the time. I'm not even kidding, this is how bad it is. Every time I'm in a developing country, I'm amazed how good their internet is. A couple of years ago, I was in Myanmar. I took a 14-hour bus ride throughout the middle of nowhere, and I had perfect internet for the whole bus ride. And when I got to the destination, I was staying on an island that isn't even on Google Maps, and I had perfect internet. How can they manage to have good internet and Germany doesn't? I don't understand. And if you're living in a village in Germany, you can be even lucky to have a DSL connection. Yeah, that's how bad it is. Many people think that Germany is a strict and orderly country. Yeah, and it is true, relative to other countries at least. But there's a little problem coming with that. It's the overregulation. Yeah, Germany is so overregulated in every aspect of life. There is so many rules to follow no matter what you're doing. You want to build a house? There's a book like this with rules and regulations. You want to start a biotech company? Forget it. People are fleeing Germany to start companies. There is licenses and permits for the most ridiculous things one can think of. You want to go fishing? You need a license. You want to fly a drone? You need a license. You want to get a metal detector and look for stuff in the ground? You need a license. Even if you want to cut down a tree to build a house, you need a license to fucking cut down the tree. Isn't that ridiculous? It's become absurd. Pretty much most things in Germany are not fun to do because you need a license for it. So boring. Toilets. I hate toilets in Germany. Now this issue is not exclusive to Germany but to all of Europe. But anyone who has ever been to Asia or Japan knows there's a different way to use toilets than just with toilet paper, yeah? Southeast Asian countries have jet sprays. Japanese toilets have automatic systems to clean your butt. I don't understand how Europe still lives in the last century, but this is unhygienic. It's from the last century. I feel like a caveman using this. Something needs to change. This is no way to build a toilet, okay?
Okay, how much?
Remember Snowden and how he revealed that the NSA is doing illegal mass surveillance on its own citizen? Well, the new kid in town is the German security agency, BND. A new law allows them to hack internet providers and eavesdrop on basically anyone legally. That's something to hate, wouldn't you say? Well, good thing that you can do something against that with the help of today's sponsor, NordVPN. Using NordVPN, not even your internet provider can see what you're doing online. And if you're really paranoid, they even offer double VPN protection, which is super important if you're an activist or a journalist just advocating freedom of speech. But it's not just the surveillance state trying to get to you. When you're browsing any website, harmful ads are more and more common, even on YouTube. The new term for this is malvertising, and the latest example are all the fake Mr. Beast ads trying to lure you into their shady websites. And I must say, I've been getting loads of these lately. But if you have NordVPN web protection activated, you no longer have to worry about any of this. I just love NordVPN. It's just always one click away, it operates in the background, it doesn't compromise on speed, and they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like it, you get your money back. So if you want to stay safe while being online, go check out all the details in the link below. It's nordvpn.com/radicalliving and get in on the exclusive deal that is on right now. And now, bureaucracy. You really want me to get started on bureaucracy? Didn't think so. No, I'm not even going to talk about this. You all know how bad it is. And if you don't know, just let me tell you, Germany is probably the country with the most bureaucracy. There's no other country in the world, probably, that has so much paperwork needed to do anything. One thing that annoys not only most Germans, but all foreigners, are German kitchens, or rather, the lack of it. If you move in a German flat, chances are it doesn't come with a kitchen. In probably like 70% of the times, you will have to bring or buy your own kitchen if you move into a flat. I don't understand, and most people coming here don't understand, why do German kitchens not come installed in the flat? It doesn't make any sense. Who wants to move and bring their own flat? I have moved so many times in my life, and I have moved into a lot of flats without a kitchen, and then you're standing there in the first month or two until you get a kitchen without a kitchen, and then you have to eat like just bread from the bakery, which is great, but you don't want to do that for a month, right? If you have the chance, look for an apartment that comes with a kitchen. It will make your life so much easier. Trains. The train system in Germany may be amazing, the infrastructure, but everything else about it, how they handle it, it is horrible. The booking system is terrible, it's expensive, and they are always late. I don't know what's going on, but from year to year, the train system is getting worse and worse. In the last year alone, I took dozens of train rides. I don't remember the last time a train was on time. And it's become so ridiculously expensive. I mean, the trains are cheap if you book them 3 months in advance. But if you want to book a spontaneous train next week or tomorrow, yeah, good luck with that. The German train company, the Deutsche Bahn, punishes people who don't plan ahead. They hate spontaneous people. Last week I almost missed my train from Heidelberg to Berlin, for which I paid 30 euro because I booked it in advance. And I was looking up on the same day how much will be the ticket if I miss this train. It was 160 euro. I hate this system. I'm not a planner. I like to take spontaneous trips, you know? But Deutsche Bahn won't allow me to do that. Okay, next. We are going to talk about doctors. A lot of people, rich people from the Middle East, they come here, they fly to Heidelberg to get some operations because Germany has apparently some of the best doctors in the world. And that may be true, but if you're a normal person with a normal health insurance and you want to go to a specialist doctor, you better be prepared to wait for 3 to 6 months to get an appointment. If you want to go to a specialist, there is no way, unless it's like a super emergency and you have to go to the hospital anyway, you will not be able to get a specialist doctor appointment in the near future. So by the time you have the appointment, you're probably healthy again. And even if you just want to go to a normal generalist doctor, chances are they're at full capacity because Germany has such a big doctors shortage. There's not enough doctors for people. It's really a dreadful situation. I don't know whose fault this is, but it's something to hate. Football. So many people in Germany are crazy about football. It's always in the news. So many people don't know what else to talk about, and I find it f***ing boring and I hate it. Germany has a lot of political parties to choose from, which is better than the USA, for example, where you have only 2 options. But unfortunately, all those parties are kind of similar and very conservative. The political environment is a joke, to be honest. They all talk about the same conservative things and they disagree in very small details. It's been decades since there was an innovative party who wanted to change something in the country for the better or had a vision for the future. Now, what the parties are trying to do is just not break the country, but they're not trying to make it better.
Change is bad. Everything stays as it is.
Totally, yeah, what he said. Wait, what did he say? It really doesn't matter which party you vote for. You can be sure nothing in this country will change. And that is in part because of all the bureaucracy and the regulations. Even if a party wants to change something significant, they can't. It takes forever to implement new laws. Nothing cool is gonna come out of that. Everybody was looking forward to the legalization of weed in Germany. They promised it and now they gave us a plan on how this will look, and everybody is disappointed because it's not what they promised. We can be sure to wait another 10 years for the results. Another bad example is the digitalization. For 20 years they promised to make things more digital.
Digitalisierung.
Digitalisierung.
Digitalisierung. Digitalisierung. Digitalisierung. Digitalisierung.
Digitalisierung.
That you can do more things online, and it's happening slowly, but if you look at other countries, we're basically living in a stone age here. Germany comes across as a country that cares about free speech a lot, but its newspapers are a joke. They all seem influenced by the government and told to not cover any too controversial topics or publish anything that goes against German government interests. Tesla is being the best example here. They have been ridiculed in the German media for years. They were made fun out of for so many different stupid things you wouldn't even believe it. Because they were a threat to the German automotive industry, of course. Only when they started building this gigafactory here in Berlin, that changed a little bit. And if something bad happens, like the gang rape 2 months ago here in Berlin, you can be sure that the newspapers will not publish who the offenders were. And of course, who told them not to? It's those guys over there, because they fear an uprising in the population. Taxes. Germany has some of the highest taxes in the world. For every euro you earn, you can be sure not to even keep half. The tax freedom day in Germany is in mid-July. In the USA, it is in May, for example, 2 months earlier. And if you don't know what a tax freedom day is, that day points to that moment in the year until you have worked only to pay your taxes. By the official government calculation, this day is in mid-July, but they are missing a few variables there that we have to pay, like the Rundfunkbeitrag or the VAT on food and clothes and normal goods. If you take those into account, this day would actually be in September, meaning that we have to pay 70% taxes only. And apart from that, we have taxes for the most ridiculous things. We have a dog tax. You have to pay taxes for your dog. And another ridiculous one is the church tax. Yeah, the government is collecting taxes for the church. And where is all this taxpayer money going? We Germans have no idea. It's not going into digitalization, it's not going into the school system, the military is a joke. Where does all the money end up? I would like to know. Next! Did you know that Germany is a country of employees? If you are an employee, you're in heaven here. Employee heaven, that is. Employee protection is insane here. If you have a job, it's very hard to get kicked out of that. Yes, you pay a lot of taxes, but you enjoy a lot of benefits as well. If you're interested more in why it is so great to be an employee here, you should watch this video right here. But on the other hand, what sucks big time is if you want to be an entrepreneur, a freelancer, someone with no employee contract, yeah? If you want to live a life like that, the government has a lot of rules for you, oh yeah, and a lot of bureaucracy to fill out. So yeah, if you want to start a business in Germany, I would not recommend that because it's a pain in the ass. I don't know why the German government hates people who want to be self-employed and want to start a startup. And yeah, it has become a bit easier in the last few years, but it's still just the bureaucracy of it. It's a nightmare. If you enjoy being an employee, Germany is an amazing country. You have great employee protection, you have a lot of holidays, you have maternity leave, parental leave, you name it. But I don't want to be an employee, so I hate it here. You know what the national sport here in Germany is? No, it's not football, it's complaining. We Germans, we love to complain. And I'm the first one in line. A German will always find something to complain about. Even if he has the perfect life, he will find something to complain about. Yeah, we Germans are living in a great country relative to all the other countries, but we still think it sucks here. If you talk to a random German, you can be sure that 50% of what he is saying, he is complaining about something, whether it may be work, his family, or the government. If complaining would be in the Olympics, we would win every single year. Just look at a statue. Yeah, if a German looks at it, yeah, he will not say, "Oh wow, this is amazing, it's so great." He will look at it and say, "Is that real gold? Are they wasting it on this statue? It's too shiny anyway that way. And why is it in the middle of the road? It's blocking the way for all the people on the bikes here. And why is the city wasting all the money to build this? They could spend this money much better." Yeah, and I hate my life and existence itself. Blech. Many people dream of Germany. They dream of coming here to live here, to work here. But the truth is, Germany is a country of mediocrity. Yeah, you heard me right. Germany has become, because of all the regulations and the bureaucracy, a country of mediocrity. The country has no vision, no ambition, no leadership. Germany used to be a country of great poets, scientists, musicians. What is it now? It is a country full of people complaining and being negative. Just look at the statistics of people who won the Nobel Prize in Germany. Before 1950, Germany was the country who won regularly the most Nobel Prizes in the world, and ever since it's just going down and Germany is being left behind. It's sad, really. Makes me sad. Alright, despite all that, Germany is still a very decent place to live, at least if you like bread and sausages. If you don't, probably not. And if you have more things that you hate about Germany, please let the others know in the comments below. See you in the next video.